This phone comes with two major upgrades and missed out on one thing. Typical budget phone thing. It is not a camera phone. So this is the OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite that has launched at 19,999 rupees. Now what are the upgrades? Well, it has an AMOLED display and a bigger battery now. But still the same Snapdragon 695 5G chip, which also powered the Nord CE2 Lite and the Nord CE3 Lite. Who knows, we'll be saying this next year as well. Anyway, that's OnePlus business. What's our business is telling you whether the phone is worth the price or not. So before that, let's do the YouTube rituals. Like, share, subscribe, and let's go. Let's talk about the design first. So OnePlus hasn't changed the plastic frame. As you know, it's a budget smartphone, but it did change the design a little. Instead of big camera rings, we now have smaller camera rings, pretty much like OnePlus Nord CE4, accompanied by dual LED flash. It comes in three colors: Mega Blue, which I have here, Ultra Orange, and Super Silver. Now, did you know that you can also blind someone with this color variant? Not literally, but this color is so loud that anyone who I showed this phone reacted with, "What?" The in-hand feel of the OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite is decent. It's not so heavy, but slightly thick. It weighs only 191 gram and is 8.1 mm thick. Buttons are also really intact and they don't wobble a lot. Furthermore, you get an in-display fingerprint sensor that is slightly slower than the capacitive lock screen sensor, but not so much that it would bother you. Lastly, you get a 3.5 mm jack, Type-C port and stereo speaker, but no Dolby Atmos and infrared sensor. Coming to its display, I must say that OnePlus has really fixed the display. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite has a 6.6-inch 120Hz AMOLED display. Last year, we had an IPS LCD on the Nord CE3 Lite 5G. OnePlus claims up to 2100 nits of brightness, and we tested that, and guess what? It wasn't 2100 nits, but I'm not saying it's bad. We got a peak brightness of 1028 nits, which is a good number for a budget phone. In fact, the Nord CE3 Lite had only 535 nits according to our testing. The display looks vibrant and the colors are also okay, but I feel they're slightly too vibrant. For some it's a con and for some it's a good thing. I would say let it be like this only. It's also quite sharp. It has an FHD plus display and offers good details. Overall, if you watch too many movies and shows, the OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite won't disappoint you. The OnePlus Nord CE2 Lite had a mediocre performance, same with the OnePlus Nord CE3 Lite, and I would like to say the same for the OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite. Yeah, it would have been better if OnePlus had used the latest processors such as Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 or 6S Gen 3, but the Snapdragon 695 5G also does the work. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite can be a good phone for a day-to-day use, whether you scroll Instagram a lot or you do texting so much or you just need a phone to call. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite properly ensures all these tasks. The CPU throttling test was also decent for a budget phone, showing up to 86% of its peak performance. However, it directly competes with the iQOO Z9, which has a better performance according to our testing. I also did some gaming on the Nord CE4 Lite on high graphics settings. Surprisingly, the overall gameplay was smooth, but there was a minor lag that not only happens during the gaming but while using the phone sometime also. Basically, for your daily use needs, the OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite can be a great phone, but it might trouble you after some time because of its old processor. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite 5G runs on the latest Oxygen OS 14, which is based on Android 14. This UI looks pretty, but sadly it has a bloatware. It comes with 12 to 13 preloaded apps that you can remove, but that's the only hurdle between this UI and me loving it. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite 5G features a dual camera setup holding the 50 megapixel Sony LYT600 primary sensor along with a 2 megapixel depth sensor. For selfies and video calls, it has a 16 megapixel sensor. For the camera, I have a pretty mixed up opinions. At first, I thought the low light photography was bad in this smartphone, but then it clicked some really good low light pictures. The daylight pictures are also decent. It captures good details in pictures, however puts a warmish hue in them which personally doesn't look good to me. Coming to low light pictures, if there's a little bit of light then it clicks okayish pictures. However, if you use it in complete darkness, the dynamic range gets messed up and there are no details in the pictures. Typical budget phone thing. The edge detection on this smartphone is also not really great, which means you don't get good portrait shots, but the details are good in them after the image processing. Sadly, there's no ultra wide sensor, so you just have 1x to 10x of theater zoom. If you take too much selfies, this is not the smartphone you wanna buy. Details are good, but the color accuracy is very imbalanced. Here as well, it puts a warm hue in the pictures, and in selfies, it is even more evident than the normal pictures. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite runs on a 5500 mAh battery that supports 80 watt of fast charging. We tested its battery by playing Call of Duty, watching high quality videos and using it. It used 5% of battery in 1 hour of GPS and 15 minutes of COD, and 3% while watching high quality video for 30 minutes. I also charged it from 0 to 100%, which happened in just 72 minutes. In my opinion, the Nord CE4 Lite 5G has a good battery backup and the 80 watt fast charging adds some more points to it. So this was the OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite 5G, which comes with a brilliant display, decent battery and performance, a not so good looking design and an adequate camera. What I know about this smartphone is that it is truly made for people who watch a lot of content with its bright and detailed display and long-lasting battery. The gaming was also not a bad experience but could have been better, and the photography is fine in some areas like daylight, although it is not a camera phone. So that was OnePlus Nord CE4 5G review. This is Mustafa Khan from Digit. See you in the next one.